Day 60 in lockdown. It is pouring with rain outside, but it's time for a redemption story. After last week's disastrous cheese making effort, we're gonna do it again, this time with the right kind of milk. Step 1, 4 liters of unhomogenized milk into the pot. I should make an ASMR video of just milk pouring sounds. 2 mils of calcium chloride. 2 teaspoons of citric acid dissolved in water. Now we heat that to 32 degrees. Look how unhomogenized that is. How can we go wrong? Look at that, that's almost cheese already. And while that's happening, we're gonna get our cheese panadol. Gonna pop it in there. Add some boiled, then cooled water. It's been about 15 minutes, and I've made, as far as I can tell, no obvious glaring mistakes, which is making me a little bit nervous if I'm honest. All right, that's 32 degrees. Time to remove from the heat. Add our diluted cheese panadol. Stir that in. And this is where it all went wrong last time. Well, maybe it all went wrong when I used the wrong milk, but this is where it all became very obvious that it had gone wrong. But already that's starting to look weird on top, which I can only assume is exactly what we're after. Okay, now we play the waiting game. We just leave that down there, give it 25-30 minutes, and hopefully it's a jelly. That is what failed to transpire last time. Okay, half an hour has passed. In theory, we're looking at this kind of a situation. So we're gonna put our knife in here, and it's gonna divide up into beautiful... Yes! I think it might have worked. This is the moment where... No! Yes! That is a jelly-like consistency, surely. Surely we are making cheese. It seems too good to be true, but it looks a lot more cheesy than last time, you've got to say. In theory, at this point, they are becoming firm to the touch. Does that look like it's becoming firm to the touch to you? It's definitely looking very appetizing. Hang on, let me touch it. I don't really know what they mean by firm, but let's say it is. Now all we got to do is scoop it into the pillowcase. So my 2-year-old niece just called and I showed her the cheese, and her review was, ooh, yuck. I had to tell her it's not finished yet. So if you're reviewing the cheese in the same way, just remember it's not finished yet. Look at that though. As if that's not looking heaps more like cheese than last time. That's looking good. The thing I'm learning to love about the cheese making process is just how appetizing and delicious it looks at every step of the way. But seriously, as if that is not looking 1,000,000 times better than last time. Okay, we got our reserved whey. We got our ice cold water. We got our hot water. We got our cheese business. We get our handful of cheese curds. Now we dip them into the water until they begin to melt. Notice how this time the cheese is not immediately disintegrating on contact. Okay, is that melted? Yes, maybe. Now we try not to burn ourselves. Stretch, oh, sort of. Stretch and fold until the cheese is smooth. Then we mold it into a ball, and then we pop it into the water. And now that we are expert cheesemakers, repeat. Nailed it. Nailed it. Nailed it. Nailed it. It does seem a little bit absurd that it takes 4 liters of milk to get that much cheese, but it does look like cheese, right? You could believe that was mozzarella. Another good sign is I don't feel anxious about putting this in my mouth like I did with the other one. So, tastes like cheese. Nothing else to do but to say please sign up for my Patreon, where I will now be doing a 12-hour cheesemakers masterclass, because I mean, I think my qualifications speak for themselves.